What's up, y'all? I'm looking forward to being undisputed in September. Let's get it. It's work time.
Canelo comes out and does what Canelo should do, Canelo wins the fight. If Canelo comes out and does what he shouldn't do, Crawford wins the fight.
Terence Crawford shocks the boxing community once again with his new bulked-up look and a promise to be the undisputed champion against Canelo Alvarez. However, Crawford's trainer, Brian "BOMAC" McIntyre, didn't want to give away too many details about the fight, but he's excited for Chance. He's looking forward to seeing him take on the fight he wants, to show the world how great he is. BOMAC believes Chance is one of the greats in the sport. As a trainer, his job is to guide Chance to victory, and he'll work with the whole team, including Red and Bernie, to help him win.
First off, how excited are you about it, and break the fight down for us?
Well, I ain't gonna break the fight down for you because I don't want to get a game plan away, but I'm excited for Terence more than anything.
BOMAC continued, saying that the man must have seen something when he called Canelo out. He pointed out that Canelo was the one being called out, which means Crawford must have believed he could win. BOMAC emphasized that it's their job to help him reach that point and get the victory.
I tell you like this, the man must have seen something when he called Canelo out, because you gotta remember, Bud called Canelo out. So he must see something in order for him to get that win, and he know he can win. So like I said before, it's our job to get him to that point.
Caleb Plant noted that Terence is strong and has a good punch. He's capable of fighting from both orthodox and southpaw, and he can handle different ranges like mid, close, and outside. Plant said it's exciting, but there's still some uncertainty about the outcome. That's why everyone is looking forward to the fight and eager to see how things unfold in the ring.
I give him a chance. You know, Terence is freakishly strong. He can punch. He's got good crack. He can fight from both ways. Orthodox, southpaw. He can fight at mid-range, close range, outside, and he can fight going both ways. So it's exciting. It's a big question mark on the end of it, though. So that's why you know, I'm sure all of us are excited for that bell to ring and, you know, be able to find out firsthand.
Plant also said he would encourage Terence to be himself. He mentioned that Terence can fight from the inside, mid-range, and outside, and he can move both ways, whether it's southpaw or orthodox. Plant advised him to stay relaxed, have fun, and focus on having a good camp. He said, let the dice roll and see how it goes.
I would just encourage Terence to be himself. As I said before, from the inside, mid-range, outside, southpaw, right hand, moving left, moving right, he can do it all. So I would encourage him to stay relaxed, go in there, have fun, you know, have a good camp, and let the dice roll, right? So, right here.
Showbiz the Adult mentioned that there's a chance Bud Crawford was right when he said 168 pounds is too big and that 154 is probably the highest he can fight at. He pointed out that Crawford may not feel he can fight at middleweight or super middleweight, but he believes he can still beat Canelo. Showbiz suggested that Crawford might think he can't compete at 168 or beat fighters like Caleb Plant, but he still believes he can take down Canelo.
There's a chance that Bud Crawford was absolutely right when he was talking about 168 is too big and 154 the highest. There's a chance that Crawford doesn't feel that he could fight at middleweight or super middleweight. That's not the point. But he thinks he can beat Canelo. It sounds the same, but it's different. Y'all saw Sugar Ray Leonard getting his ass whipped at middleweight, but he beat Hattie. You get where I'm coming from? There's a chance he's like, I can't beat Caleb Plant, or the hell, right? I can't campaign at 168, but I can beat Canelo.
Regis Prograis stated that he's picking Canelo to win, believing that weight classes exist for a reason. He respects Crawford as one of the best, but thinks Canelo's strength and experience in higher weight classes give him the advantage.
Man, I got Canelo on that one. Crawford, yeah, I got Canelo, bro. I mean, I was watching Canelo earlier, Canelo versus Triple G. I mean, I just think that it's weight class for a reason. Crawford, the best, I think Crawford the best fighter on the planet. Been the best fighter on the planet for years, you know what I'm saying, between him.
Prograis acknowledged it's hard to bet against either fighter, but feels Canelo's success at multiple weight divisions makes him the tougher opponent. He ultimately chooses Canelo, even though he has great respect for Crawford.
Usyk and NOE, They the, you know what I'm saying, they're the best on the planet. But for me, obviously, I'm American. We got to stick with the Americans. So I think Crawford the best fighter on the planet. But Canelo, I think Canelo just a different monster, bro. They always say this, bro. They make weight classes for a reason. So I got Canelo, bro. It's hard for me to. Canelo like the tank, bro. It's hard for me to go against him. It's hard for me to go against Bud too. But oh man, with Canelo with going up those weight divisions, I feel like I feel like I'm going Canelo.
Brian Norman said he initially had a hard time picking a side in the fight because both Crawford and Canelo are great fighters. He noted that typically the bigger fighter has the advantage, but then he thought about examples like Roberto Duran and Shane Mosley, who both moved up in weight classes and won big fights. Based on that, Norman believes Crawford can do the same, so he's picking Crawford to win.
Actually, I love that fight. With that fight, I went back and I was sitting and marinating on it. At first, I couldn't pick a side for real because they both are good fighters, and we all know good fighter, check. But you got a good smaller fighter and a good bigger fighter. The good bigger fighter got the advantage. But then I started thinking about it. Roberto Duran jumped 2 weight classes and beat the man, Sugar Ray Leonard. Shane Mosley jumped 2 weight classes and beat the man, Oscar De La Hoya. So why Crawford can't do it? So with that being said, I'm going for Crawford in that fight.
Moreover, Crawford and Canelo have been training hard, with Crawford focusing on his versatility, refining his ability to switch between orthodox and southpaw stances while maintaining sharpness in every aspect of his game. Canelo has been working tirelessly to enhance his power and conditioning, preparing to dominate at 168 pounds with explosive precision. Both camps are intense, designed to ensure each fighter is at their peak for the high-stakes matchup. Canelo has also been spotted sparring with Jamie Munguia, showcasing his relentless training and the passion to fight against the biggest fighters. However, the major issue revolving around the fight was Crawford's weight, but it seems no one can stop Bud Crawford from making big fights. As he is seen with his new bulked-up look, his body shows how much he worked hard to fight against the Mexican monster Canelo Alvarez. Crawford training camps have been too intense as he is putting relentless hard work in his training just to prove his legacy against Canelo Alvarez. Moreover, Terence Crawford promised his fans in a new video on social media that he will surely become the undisputed champion. Crawford didn't leave any doubts for his fans now.
What's up, y'all? I'm looking forward to being undisputed in September. Let's get it. It's work time.
Roy Jones Jr. contended that weight wouldn't determine the result in a potential clash between Canelo and Crawford. He stressed that the key factor would be Canelo's approach to the fight. If Canelo stays focused on his advantages and uses a tactical approach, he's likely to come out on top. However, if he errs or lacks strategy, Crawford might exploit those openings and claim the win.
Well, the weight won't be the factor. The factor will be how Canelo chooses to make the fight. Canelo comes out there what Canelo should do, Canelo wins the fight. Canelo comes out and does what he shouldn't do, Crawford wins the fight.
235 to 247. Jaron Boots. Ennis talked about the difficulties Terence Crawford could encounter when trying to put on weight for a possible fight with Canelo Alvarez. He highlighted that Crawford would have to add 14 pounds, which might impact his speed and overall performance. Ennis stressed that while gaining weight is challenging, it's unclear how Crawford will adapt until they step into the ring, leaving it uncertain until the fight actually takes place.
You said how difficult is it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a little difficult because you got to, what are you going to have to put on, like an extra 14 pounds? So he might be a little slower. Or who knows, he could be faster. I don't know. Like, it's just, you got to add more weight and gain more muscle and stuff like that, moving up in weight and things like that. So it's a little harder, but I don't know. You know, we'll see on fight night how he'll look.
Teofimo Lopez shared his perspective on the potential Crawford versus Canelo fight, stressing that both fighters need to focus on winning their upcoming bouts first. He believes it's important for them to take care of business before thinking about a showdown. Lopez noted that in today's boxing world, a fighter's reputation is shaped by their most recent performance, so it's crucial to assess how they perform in their next fights before making any predictions.
Yeah, that's what it's been talking about. They've been talking about it. I mean, listen, they just got to win their fights first, and then we'll see what happens then. You know what I mean? If they're going to fight before they fight each other, I think that's the smartest thing for both parties. And then we see how they look, and we go from there. Because nowadays, in the modern day era, you're only as good as your last fight.
Amir Khan stated that while Crawford is a big guy, size alone might not be enough to defeat Canelo. He acknowledged that Canelo has greatly improved his boxing skills since they fought, becoming more technical and refined. Khan highlighted Canelo's strong performances, particularly against fighters like Bivol and Munguia, proving that, despite claims of aging, Canelo is still a powerful presence in the ring. In Khan's view, Canelo remains a beast, and his continuous improvements make him a tough challenge for anyone.
Size, bro, remember, like, Crawford then is a big boy as well. Crawford's a big guy when it comes to weight. A box fight, yeah.
What do you think?
I think Crawford, in my opinion, but size might matter. But then again, I think since when I fought Canelo's become a better boxer. He started boxing more better. You know what I mean? Technical more. Especially against the last fight against Mangui. He boxed really well as well, and he's looking really good. He's still, a lot of people might say, oh, he's getting old, this, that, another, but no, Canelo's still a beast.
Including Crawford. Brett Edwards shared his thoughts, stating that he's picking Terence Crawford to come out victorious against Canelo Alvarez. He predicted that Crawford will win the upcoming fight by decision, emphasizing his belief in Crawford's skills and strategy, despite the challenges posed by Canelo's size and power.
I think Crawford gonna win. I do. Okay. I'm picking Crawford to win a decision.
Blair Cobbs shared his deep respect for Terence Crawford, calling him a good friend and a fighter he's backed for years. However, Cobbs admitted it's hard for him to choose a winner between Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. He acknowledged the tough challenge Crawford would face against Canelo's resilience and size. While Cobbs hopes Crawford wins, he understands the major hurdles Crawford would have to overcome in such a high-stakes fight.
I don't know. It's just hard for me to see. And like, I'm a really big fan of Crawford. I've called him out for years, and I'm really good friends with Crawford. I think this would be a very, very steep task for him. So I'm not really picking anybody. I just really want to see a good fight. I would love to see Crawford pull it off, but it's very hard for me to see all of that happen with the variables of Canelo. Canelo is pretty tough, pretty big.
Joel Diaz strongly disagreed with those who think Crawford could easily defeat Canelo, calling them stupid due to the significant size difference between the fighters. Diaz explained that Canelo's size and power could alter the fight's outcome with just one punch. He pointed out that while Crawford has moved up from 147 to 154 pounds, jumping to 168 pounds would be a massive leap, as it's 2 weight divisions higher.
A lot of people that say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing.
A lot.
Okay, Madrimov was a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions.
Danny Garcia expressed his excitement about the potential matchup between Canelo and Crawford, recognizing them both as top-tier pound-for-pound fighters. While he found the stylistic clash intriguing, he pointed out that Canelo's size at 168 pounds would create significant challenges for Crawford. Garcia also highlighted that, regardless of the difficulties, the fight would draw massive attention and generate a huge financial impact, making it a landmark event in the boxing world.
You know, at the end of the day, they're 2 great pound-for-pound fighters, and if they feel like, you know, it makes sense and they want to fight each other, stylistically, it's a great fight. But, you know, Canelo, he's a big dude, and I think it'd be hard for anyone to beat him at 168. But, you know, it's definitely a big money fight, and that's why we're all in boxing.
Jose Benavidez Jr. expressed strong support for Terence Crawford, stressing that many people are underestimating him in a potential fight with Canelo Alvarez. He acknowledged Canelo's size and weight advantage, but emphasized Crawford's sharp boxing intelligence and strategic approach. Benavidez also expressed disappointment that his brother, David Benavidez, never got the chance to face Canelo, though he noted only Canelo knows the reasons behind that. Despite this, Benavidez is confident in Crawford's abilities and believes the fight would be thrilling.
A lot of people are counting Crawford out. Crawford's he's smart, he knows what he's doing. Canelo, you know, I mean, he's not that big of a guy. He's obviously weighs more, but I mean, you can't take nothing from Crawford. He goes in there to win. So I mean, I feel like it'd be a good fight. You know, it sucks that my brother didn't get the opportunity, but I mean, only Canelo knows why it didn't happen. And you just got to keep moving forward, you know, got to keep moving forward, but it's going to be a good fight to watch. I got Crawford on this one.
Benavidez Jr. praised Crawford's boxing IQ, particularly his ability to switch between stances, which adds to his versatility. He noted that many fighters already fear Canelo, giving him a mental edge, but Benavidez is sure Crawford will approach the fight differently. Confident in his strategy, Benavidez believes Crawford could use that to gain the upper hand over Canelo.
The thing with him, he adjusts. He's a smart motherfucker. He adjusts. He's not only does he switch from southpaw to orthodox, but he's just a smart. He has a high IQ in boxing, you know, and that's what I feel like. All these fighters that go in there to fight Canelo, they already go in there scared, is what I believe, you know, that which already beats him, you know. So Crawford's gonna go in there to fuck. Not gonna go in there to fucking. So I mean, I have it going Crawford, bro. To be honest with you.
Adonis Wilkins shared his thoughts on the upcoming fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, noting that Crawford's decision to move up to 168 pounds could be a disadvantage. Wilkins acknowledged Crawford's talent, but pointed out that moving up in weight after already going up to 154 pounds could slow him down. He believes the extra weight will play a significant role, and Crawford won't hit as hard as Canelo, whose power will be more dominant in the fight. Wilkins feels that if Crawford struggles with the weight difference, Canelo will have the upper hand.
Man, if the paperwork gets signed up and finished, if Crawford can get him to come down some weight,
no, it's gonna be at 68.
That's a bad look for Crawford. I love Crawford, dog. I think he's real talented, but we see him at 154 going up in weight class, and he kind of struggled. He didn't struggle, but that weight was definitely a difference. To go up another 2 weight classes after that, we're gonna see a lot slower Terence Crawford. Yeah, his boxing ability is there, but Crawford don't hit like Canelo. Canelo's coming down for that fight. It's gonna be rough. So I'm gonna give it to Canelo. Love Crawford, but
Wilkins predicted that Canelo would win, likely in the later rounds, comparing the fight to Canelo's bout with Caleb Plant, where Plant was ahead early but began to fade as the fight went on. Wilkins expects Crawford to struggle with the weight difference and lose stamina around the 10th round. He believes that once the fight reaches the later rounds, Canelo's power will take over, and he'll start landing heavy shots, eventually wearing Crawford down.
How you got that fight going? How does it go?
I say he's going to get him in the later rounds because of the weight difference. The weight difference is going to affect Crawford's win most likely, so he's probably going to slow down around 9th, 10th round, I think it's going to end up just like the Caleb Plant fight. Caleb Plant was winning that fight until them later rounds. So when it gets into them later rounds, I think Canelo's going to speed it up and start really hurting him with the power shots.
Sean Porter highlighted that Terence Crawford holds the advantage in height and reach over Canelo Alvarez, which could be a crucial factor in their potential fight. He pointed out that Crawford's physical attributes, such as his size, make him a strong challenger for Canelo. Porter believes this matchup would be a true test for both fighters, showcasing their strengths and skills in the ring.
I just said it, you know? And Terence is already taller than him, you know, has the reach, you know?
Porter also noted that the timing is ideal for both Canelo and Crawford, as Canelo has fewer big-name opponents left to face, making Crawford a natural next choice. While Canelo is a seasoned veteran with vast experience, Porter believes Crawford has the skill and timing to make it a thrilling matchup. He sees this as a great opportunity for both fighters to showcase their abilities, adding even more excitement to the potential fight.
Canelo Alvarez is losing big-name fighters to fight against. There's really no one else with a big name for him to fight against. Benavidez deserves that fight, but his status isn't the level that Canelo, you know, kind of forced it with the young kid that he just got in the ring with. Edgar Berlanga. He forced it with Edgar, you know, and he's that guy that you can get people to come to the fight no matter who you're in the ring with, you know? But all that being said, same thing for Terence. Terence is fighting a Canelo Alvarez who's been around the block. Canelo Alvarez who's been in quite a few wars. And, you know, I think it's perfect timing for both guys.
Robert Garcia mentioned that while he likely picks Canelo to win, he believes Crawford will put up a strong challenge. He acknowledged Crawford's skills and determination, but ultimately feels that Canelo's size and experience will give him the advantage in the potential fight. He stated, "I do probably pick Canelo also, but Crawford will put up a good fight." Frank Warren expressed his excitement about the potential Canelo versus Crawford fight, calling it a fantastic matchup for boxing fans. He believes that with the right people involved in organizing major events, this fight could become a reality. Warren is hopeful about its occurrence and sees it as a vital fight for American boxing, highlighting the importance of thrilling matchups to keep the sport appealing.
Look, if it's done, I mean, as a boxing fan, I can't wait to see that fight. It's a fabulous fight. If anyone can get it done, His Excellency's the man, and you know, he's been a massive fan of both those guys, and I know when we sat down or when we sit down and talk about up and coming shows, that's one he's always said he'd love to see, and I'm pretty positive that it will happen, and fingers crossed they get that over the line, because what a fight that'll be between those two, and a great fight for American boxing.
Yes.
You know, it's a real great fight. I mean, you need great fights there.
So, what are your thoughts on this? What do you think about Crawford and Canelo? Share your thoughts in the comments section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video. Check other videos too.